Today's conversation is about the Shadow Awning, which most of you that overland and know Alu-Cab products should probably already know the Shadow Awning, but I thought it's not a bad idea to highlight a couple of pointers. So let me give you a quick show around as such. So obviously putting up the Shadow Awning is pretty straightforward. We all know how that works. The fact remains is that it comes with a singular leg for most first-time purchases. When you get a Shadow Awning, it comes with a single leg. And the leg is there in times of when the wind's starting to pick up. You can basically put that leg in place and create a bit of pressure or force against the awning to help support it. But the reality of it is that it's a freestanding awning that doesn't really require you to put the leg out. It's a one-person project to set up, and you don't actually have to have the leg out and in place unless, as I say, wind comes up. But we've had one or two people questioning a bit of pooling on the awning, and I completely get it and understand, and there's a very, very good reason why that's happening, and that would be to have a 270 awning that doesn't pool is almost impossible. Perhaps we could, by putting in a whole lot more center legs, try and eliminate that challenge, but you've got 10 square meters of sail going out level, and the likelihood of it not collecting a bit of water is going to be rather unusual or impossible, basically. And there's a good reason why we tend to go out level and that is that should we try and create more angle or slope in the awning, these points become a problem. And they're not such a problem here sitting on the back of a pickup with a kaya on, which gives them a lot of height. But with other campers and other types of vehicles where the awning's not as high, this can become a bit dangerous, especially if the ground's uneven and it's a little bit raised in parts and you're coming down a bank or whatever. You could easily be walking into these areas, and therefore we try to keep them as high as possible. So the way that we try to eliminate the pooling is to recommend or suggest you take the Storm Kit. And the Storm Kit I love any which way, because I feel that it basically sees you through most challenging moments in terms of winds and rains and the likes along the way. So Shadow Awning is actually, I mean, it was initially the main thinking behind the awning was more so to create shelter from the sun. But most importantly, or more importantly, it actually creates a huge amount of shelter from the rain. And this opens up a whole lot more opportunity in terms of camping, because so often you can be out camping and obviously in comes the rain unexpectedly. And if you don't have a good cover out of the rain, you're stuffed, because you need to be able to cook, clean, carry on with your everyday camping, and without cover, what do you do? So the Shadow Awning actually works beautifully for that exact reason as well. And we've devised a little simple kit that we supply as an optional extra for you. And in actual fact, my personal feeling is that most people who are overlanders and camping regularly should actually take one of these along. We use just the skinny little pegs with them, because we don't have a lot of facilities where we're camping in thick sands like on the beaches. It's not allowed in South Africa, so we don't often have that. But if you are a beach camper, I would strongly suggest you go over to a sand peg, because again, you've got a 10 square meter sail up here, and you want to make sure that that's nicely anchored to the ground. But if you take the Storm Kit, this little Storm Kit has these little clamping brackets which allow you to basically clamp on anywhere around the awning, and then you can just adjust the tension on it, okay? And you can pull down, you can create runoff. And that is super useful, because not only does it help with wind, so often you're in a stormy conditions, there's a lot of wind blowing around, so you can actually have peg down your corner poles if need be. So the straps, as you know, all Shadow Awnings come with the straps in the arms and allow you to peg them to the ground. So you can perhaps have started pegging off there, and secondly, you can then start pulling down on the Storm Kits, which allows you to create runoff. and additional strengthening or support against wind. So this actually works beautifully, and I always have a storm kit packed in, and I have been caught in many a thunderstorm, and the beauty of it is that actually everyone comes and hustles in under your place because you're able to stay dry and out of the rain. So it kind of opens up your season of camping at the same time. So not only does the shadow awning create some shade, but it also creates some shelter from the actual rain itself. The other additional little product that we offer and is available is the gutter kit. So the gutter is basically just a little piece that you can add to your camper, your roof rack, any area that you may have, for example, a canopy. So if you attach this to your canopy or your tent, so it just comes with an extrusion which you would fit, fix or attach to whatever product or vehicle that you've attached to, and that comes with a little bit of added Velcro with a sticky back. So you'd put the Velcro onto here, and you'd feed the gutter kit into the actual rope mold itself, and I'll show you an example of that. But what that does is it just fills in and closes off this particular gap at the back here, which is probably your one only real problem area that comes into your camp or drips against your door or drops through your door area where you're often going in and out. So it actually does work beautifully just to keep that water away from the entrance or under the vehicle or at the back door of the vehicle where you're often spending some time and going in and out and camping and working around. And it's also a great addition to the actual shadow awning. On top of that, we have the full sidewall kit, which is like an adder room, which is a really beautiful feature for those that you're going to spend a lot of time in one place, because you've got all this additional space under your awning, which is again useful. These are created at various lengths, well actually at one length, but it allows you to be at sort of various heights. And the PVC, you can either extend some pegging options to the ground, or here we often, if you're on beach or on sand or whatever it may be, you can actually put that over the PVC that helps to anchor the sidewalls down. Bear in mind, big canvas, lots of areas to catch wind, so you need to be conscious of that. Again, the storm kit works really nicely because you can open up these little buggers and they grip both sidewall and the awning itself, so you can actually feed both of them into this. So what it does, it actually attaches the sidewall or supports the sidewall more firmly to the top of the awning, and it creates the option of actually being able to pull down for runoff, support here, peg to the ground, so your sidewall is a lot firmer, a lot stronger, and a lot more secure in place. And I think that if you are camping in a space for a long time and you know you wanted to have the kind of extra living area, then the sidewall kit is an ideal option for that, because it really does, it creates a whole living area inside of it. And as you can imagine, it can be warmer, it can keep a bit more of the bugs and insects out, and in some of the bush camps where you don't want animals coming around, it also assists you to make you feel more secure inside. And you can set up your table and your picnics and all the likes inside of this space as well. And here's a perfect example of where we fitted a gutter in. So it's actually blocking this area over here, and you can be working in and out of your camper all day if you like, and the water can't actually get through here. It drains it left and right and keeps it out of your way. So works very nicely for that. Okay, so it's important just to remember that when you're looking at a shadow awning, look at the accessories, look at the add-ons, because actually they all work together to make that camping experience just that much more comfy and that more suited to the elements and the environments, because we're working to make the products work as best as possible for you. And if you need to know some more, go and have a look at the website. That's where it all is.